Hello, Pally.
Today is Wednesday, February 6, 2019.
And InFocus starts right now. The day has finally come. Pally has its library back. We'll have all the details.
Facebook is tightening up on community guidelines and demonetizing some pages.
And an apartment fire claims the lives of at least 10 in Paris.
All that and more is coming up on today's show.
Welcome to InFocus. I'm Maddie Drucker.
And I'm Anushka Sharma.
There's a lot going on around campus.
Here's some important announcements from today's campus bulletin.
The winter formal is coming up tomorrow in the small gym. Dress semi-formal and eat some ice cream while jamming out to a wild 94.9 DJ. It's from 7 to 10 p.m. and tickets are $3 for ASB card holders and $5 without. Tickets at the door are $10 regardless of ASB card status. They're available on the Pally web store, on the quad, and in front of the MAC today. ASB is also selling biograms until February 8th. They can be purchased on the quad and outside the MAC at lunch. One stuffed animal is $3 or buy two for $5. Representatives from Foothills Middle College program will be in room 404 during lunch next Tuesday to meet with interested sophomores. Students and parents are welcome to show up and learn more about the program and application process. Further questions can be directed to the phone number and website on screen.
A different type of meeting will be taking place tomorrow during lunch. The Conservative Club, YAF, would like to announce that they will be getting together tomorrow in room 812. A different club starting with the letter Y, YCS Interact, began their annual food drive today. It will continue until February 22nd. Students can drop off their donations in their third period class, and first place will get pizza, second place gets donuts, and third place gets candy. The Pally Choir will be hosting its annual Pops concert this Friday and Thursday in the PAC at 7 p.m. The songs follow a 2000s theme. Boys volleyball tryouts began yesterday, but they will continue for the rest of the week from 7:30 to 9:30 in the small gym. Anyone who is interested in either JV or varsity is welcome to try out.
Everyone at Pally has been waiting a long while for the new library to be finished, and now that it is finally done, InFocus's Noor Navaid has more on this new addition to the Pally campus.
After nearly 2 years of construction, the Pally Library finally opened to the public today during lunch. Many students anxiously waited in front of the newly renovated building as librarian staff and students cut the celebratory ribbon. Once inside, students were welcomed to a fresh and open studying space. Librarian Rachel Kellerman shared the process of planning as well as her opinion on the final product.
We've been planning this for 10 years, ever since the bond passed 10 years ago, and the planning process has been really collaborative with the architect. The space was planned to have quiet study, silent study, and group study, which is the way that most libraries work these days.
Students visiting the library also expressed their contentment with the new appearance.
Just like everything's so new and beautiful, and I love the furniture, and the silent study room looks really nice too.
I like it a lot more than the old library. I feel like this one is the design is a lot more centered around the students and the books. The old library felt like really weirdly spacious, and there wasn't a lot of focus on the actual books. Here, there's books lining the walls, and there's so much space to sit and read and study and be comfortable in a way that feels really focused on the students.
Some students even shared their experiences with the old library and the difficulties of not having the space available as a student.
So as someone that really values literature and my time in the library, it was really hard not having a library during all of junior year. I felt like I had nowhere to go and study. I had nowhere where I could unwind, be quiet, and just read. The student center it wasn't like a great substitute just because it was always loud in there and people were eating. So it was actually really hard not having a library. You never realize how much you value something till it's.
Although it took some years of using the Student Center and MAC, hopefully the new library will prove to be worth the wait. For InFocus, I'm Noor Navaid.
Moving on now from what's going on around campus to what's happening in the world and locally today.
Let's take a look at what's topping today's headlines in today's News Minute.
Facebook administrators on Tuesday reportedly removed more than 20 pages related to InfoWars and its host, conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, CNN Business reported that the pages were part of a group of 89 pages taken down as part of Facebook's efforts to crack down on users who previously violated the site's rules and created new pages to avoid regulators. A spokesman for Facebook confirmed to CNN on Tuesday that 22 pages related to Jones and his InFoWars site, which has spread conspiracy theories about the Sandy Hook shooting and top members of the Democratic Party, was taken down as a result of the new enforcement measures.
President Trump delivered his second State of the Union speech on Tuesday, imploring lawmakers to break decades of political stalemate and heal old wounds, just weeks after the longest government shutdown in history. With House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Vice President Mike Pence seated behind him on the dais of the House chamber, Mr. Trump spoke for nearly an hour and a half about an array of topics from immigration to anti-Semitism. In a CBS poll, nearly 76% of viewers approved of the president's speech. 97% of Republicans approved of the speech, along with 30% of Democratic approval and 80% of independent voters approving.
At least 10 people died after a fire engulfed an 8-story Paris apartment building just before dawn on Tuesday, sending fleeing residents to the roof to escape the flames visible from the street. A 40-year-old female resident said to have a history of psychiatric problems was detained near the building in the quiet neighborhood as police opened an investigation into voluntary arson resulting in death. The fire spread across 2 floors of the 1970s building shortly after midnight local time, forcing some residents to scramble onto nearby rooftops to escape the flames. Let's move on from current news of today to some important events that happened in history.
As we continue looking at influential figures in the African American community for Black History Month, Thayer Caters in the studio now with this installment of Today in History.
What do you have for us today, Thayer?
Well, Anushka and Maddie, today in 1945, Nesta Robert Marley aka Bob Marley, was born. Jamaican singer and songwriter whose thoughtful, ongoing distillation of early rock and reggae music forms blossomed in the early 1970s into an electrifying rock-influenced hybrid that made him an international superstar. He also loomed large as a political figure and in 1976 survived what is believed to have been a politically motivated assassination attempt. Although his songs were some of the best liked and most critically acclaimed music in the popular canon, Marley was more celebrated after his death than he ever was while living. That's all for me. Back to you.
Thanks, Thayer. Well, Nishka, some Pally sports teams have been dominating lately, and at my soccer practices, I always see new spring teams training for future supremacy.
They are working pretty hard, aren't they, Maddie? But the beginning of spring sports means the end of our winter sports. Max Bonstetter is in the studio now with the scores of some of our winter sports final games.
How are they doing, Max?
They're doing pretty well, Maddie, but there was only one score for today. Boys JV soccer crushed Saratoga 5-1. Today we have more Pally soccer, and all teams are playing Saratoga for the second time this week. Girls soccer is home playing varsity and JV. They both play at 3:30. Boys soccer is away, both teams kicking it off at 3:30 as well. That's all from me. Back over to you.
Thanks, Max. I'm excited to see our teams take that win against Saratoga again today. But I'm also excited for the possibility that the snow won't melt until the weekend so that I can see it.
I've already seen it, and it's unbelievable. Ingrid Paichow, our meteorologist, is in the studio now with an update on this bizarre weather.
Ingrid, have you seen the snow yet?
I haven't, but I'm wearing ski pants so that when I go see it later today, I'll be prepared. But let's focus on the weather in Palo Alto right now. Right now, it's 54 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and it's only partly cloudy. The high for today is 56, and the low is going to be 36 with a gust of wind blowing at 8 miles per hour, and the humidity is at 52%. On Thursday and Friday, the highs are going to be on the 50s while the lows are going to be on the low 40s. You can see that it's not going to rain tomorrow, but we're expecting some rain on Friday. Now looking at our forecast, you can see that Thursday and Monday it's going to be kind of sunny. However, the rest of the week is going to rain. The highs are going to be around the 50s while the lows are going to be around the 40s. Now looking at the Bay Area temperatures, you can see that in San Francisco and Oakland, the highs are going to be around the 50s. Same with Palo Alto and San Jose, and the lows are going to be around the 30s. That's all from me. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Ingrid. Well, that does it for today's episode.
And remember, tomorrow is the special AMC math test schedule.
Regular odd period classes begin at 10 a.m. The full schedule can be found on pally.net.
Until next time, have a great day, Pally.